might be somehow involved in an addiction of some sort to prohibited drugs should be alarming. And we are holding the president accountable as well. This is not the main thrust of the impeachment complaint, but it is one of them. It is an issue that has been dodged by the president. It's an issue that has been dodged by Malacanang. They're just sweeping it under the rug. But mind you, in our rules on evidence, when an act or declaration is made such that if it is within the hearing and observation of a party, and if untrue, should deserve a comment and none is made, under our rules on evidence, that failure to comment, that failure to react, it can be taken against you. In other words, that is a rule of evidence that codifies silence means yes. We have not heard from the president denying it. We have not heard from the president going through a procedure to debunk all these rumors that he is addicted or is using prohibited drugs. Last week, personally, I feel that the ICI has been weaponized by the government in order to protect his allies, the respondents' allies, President Marcos's allies, and target political enemies. So we feel that apart from the president being an impeachable officer, we feel that this avenue would enable not just myself as complainant, not just Congjet as the endorser, but the Filipino people to thresh out all these matters which are being raised but are not answered at all by the president and his cabinet and his officers.
Kong, sorry po, sir. Sino po pala yung complainant?
I'm the only complainant, ma'am, and Congjet is the endorser of this complaint.
Okay, sorry po, late ako. Yung grounds for impeachment ay?
As I mentioned earlier, we have culpable violation of the Constitution, graft and corruption, as well as betrayal of public trust.
Confident po ba kayo na makakakuha kayo ng suporta? Majority po ng congressmen ay supporters ng PBBM administration.
It's honestly, ma'am, that's a good question, but it's not a question that the answer to which I am faced, because that is precisely what prevents ordinary citizens from actually exacting accountability. Matatalo din po ako. Bakit pa? Para ke pa? The only way for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. And if someone does something that at the very least, in my case, I could rest at night knowing I at least tried to do the right thing, win or lose. So irrespective of the numbers in Congress, with the House Committee on Justice, for instance, with the House, later on with the Senate, hopefully it gets tried by the Senate, right? For me, it's immaterial. What I need to do, I have to do. So that is exactly why I'm here, irrespective of the possible turnout. But then again, miracles do happen. I believe that miracles happen, and who knows? The numbers might end up being in our favor. Maybe members of Congress might wake up one morning thinking, hey, you know what? He has a point. Maybe we ought to exact accountability from our president.
Ay, sir, meron din pong expectations na may maghahain po ng impeachment complaint. Again, laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. So magkakasabay yung impeachment complaint against the Vice President and the President. And how do you expect the House to handle both impeachment complaints?
I'm not competent to opine on how the House could actually act on these. I am confident, however, that the House has the mechanisms, especially the House Committee on Justice, has the mechanisms to handle matters of the sort. Impeachment complaints are nothing alien to the House of Representatives. But the fact that I had filed this complaint means that I have that modicum confidence that there are still good men and women in our government, including Congress itself. As to how that's going to pan out well, in the first place, I'm not privy to another impeachment complaint, for instance, against the Vice President. That is not my concern as a complainant in this particular proceeding. But I am confident that the House of Representatives will fulfill its duty, will fulfill its mandate, specifically as regards impeachment complaints like mine.